Good morning. Happy full moon in Scorpio. It's time to die, people. It's time to die. That is Scorpio energy. It's the death call. It's alchemy. It's this opportunity to allow the parts of ourselves that no longer serve us to die. In my work, you often hear me talking about letting go of things that no longer serve us. And it's important to recognize that the things that no longer serve us really aren't outside of us. It's an internal vibration that we are actually dying to that then will impact the outside experience. But it's all internal. Everything is inside. And so, Scorpio full moon is a time to allow the parts of yourself to die that no longer are serving you. Today's Thursday, and Thursday's day governed by Jupiter, and Jupiter is currently at 27 degrees of Capricorn, and Jupiter will go retrograde on May 14th, which means it's in its shadow right now. We're having many planets that will be retrograding. Pluto is retrograde, Venus is in its retrograde shadow, Jupiter's in its shadow, Saturn is in its retrograde shadow. And that's what's coming to me off the top of my head. So with all of these planets retrograde, but let's talk about Jupiter. Jupiter retrograde. Jupiter is faith. Jupiter in Western astrology, we make it be, it's expansion, it's blessings, it's luck. Yes, it is that. But expansion and blessings and luck and the gifts of spirit come through the act of faith. They come through the act of having a vision, right? It's this what you see yourself as, what you actually believe and have faith in. And it's the faith, it's the active participation of relating to what we don't see yet, what's not there yet, but we feel it inside of us. That's the act of faith. It's like you don't see it, but you feel it and you know it's there. And so you're going to take the appropriate actions, even though you don't see it. You're going to act as if and live into the faith and act into the faith and speak into the faith and be activated by the uncertainty of what's not there, but the certainty of what's the uncertainty of what's on the physical, of what's not in the physical world reality, but the certainty of your relationship to faith and consciousness. So I want to tell you guys a story. So I have been going through this experience. So I've been having hair stuff all my life, right? Hair stuff. I started graying when I was 23 years old. And when I was 27 or so, when I was 29, I met the man who I would marry, and he had a brother. And his brother said, "How old is she? She looks really young, but she has all that gray hair." And so I started dyeing my hair when he said that. And so I've been dyeing my hair for many, many years. And when I was dyeing it and locking it, it started to thin. And so my hair has been thinning. And I've been in prayer about it. Because I'm a pretty simple woman. I don't need a lot. So hair is not really that important to me. But I do prefer having hair. I prefer it. But I can be without it. So the other day I was praying and I was saying, Spirit, I really want my hair. I want my hair to grow back, and I need you to tell me what the solution is for that. And in a split second, I got a text from a woman that I never talked to, that I worked with barely. She texted me out of the blue and she said, "Hey, how you doing?" And I was like, "Hi." And I read the text above it, and the text above it, we had one text exchange where it said, "This is Tiffany." And I said, "Hi." And so I said, "Is this Tiffany such and such?" And she said, "No, this is Tiffany such and such." And I was like, "Oh, okay." And then she texts, "I'm thinking about your hair. How is your hair?" And I said, "That's so strange. I was just praying about my hair, and my hair has been thinning." And she said, "Okay, here are the solutions." She said, "Drink spearmint tea, use black seed oil, and spearmint tea, black seed oil, and spearmint oil. And then she gave me a brand of shampoo and conditioner called Wild Growth. And so I'm sharing this story with you because I really want you to understand faith and how it works when you are connected to the unseen realms. I spoke so clearly, like somebody was sitting in my house, and I said, "Hey, if you were sitting here, whoever's listening, whatever your name is, hey, I need some help with my hair." And then you gave me the information back. So I spoke it that way, knowing that I'm being listened to. And within a split second, I get a text from a woman that I don't know giving me the medicine that I need for my hair to grow back. Now, I have tried all types of hair products and asked people, but when I asked into the invisible, into the unseen, when I asked consciousness, when I asked God, when I asked Source, immediately someone that I'm not connected to showed up and said, "Here are the solutions." And so I'm drinking my spearmint tea. Can I tell you guys, spearmint tea is delicious. It is so, so good. And so it's very valuable for us to understand faith and that we are more connected in our mentalities, our egos, to our physical world reality, but that's the least of who we are. And our faith has to be nurtured. It has to be strengthened. It has to be tested for us to begin to rely on Source for everything. I can say, "Source, I need money for such and such and such." Within minutes, the money will show up. "Source, what's going to be the answer for Zion for this and this and that for my son?" Within a day, the answers will show up. That is Jupiter. It's this knowing that you are connected, that you can listen, even though you don't see it. You know that there is something leading you and guiding you to what it is that you are here to be and to do. And it is the most fulfilling, amazing, magical, connected, divine, happy, joyful connection you can have in your life. It is better than being in love with somebody that is everything you think you want them to be. Like that, this experience of being connected to Source is the most profound love experience that I am having. And on a day like today with the moon in Scorpio, Scorpio governs alchemy, it governs magic, it governs the occult. It also governs envy and jealousy and all that sort of stuff. But when we are connected into something greater than ourselves, we don't have to compete with others. We don't have to be jealous of others. We don't have to have envy, because you are a direct connection to Source where all your needs can be met. Everything you need. There is no scarcity. You're not missing anything. When you tap into Source, every need is met. And it won't come from someone else. You will find your own connection, and then the people in your life are just almost like an appendage of God. It's like they are a part of the answer to whatever your heart's prayer is. And you are a part of the answer to whatever their heart's prayer is. And so there's this reciprocity that begins to happen that is magical and orgasmic and happy and joyful and awe-inspiring and just amazing. So use the Jupiter energy as Jupiter's going in retrograde to really build your faith. Jupiter's in Capricorn. Capricorn is governs our structures, our systems, our government, our medical system. All of that stuff is crumbling. And if you tap into your Source, you won't need any of that, because the consciousness that created all of this, created you, will tell you what you need in order to be fulfilled. And so, like I said, the moon is in Scorpio, full moon. It's like, what aspects of you are dying? So for me, the part of me that doesn't believe is dying. The part of me that struggles and feels like I don't have enough is dying. The part of me that feels like I need to be something for someone else is dying. The part of me that doesn't trust, the part of me that doubts, that runs from the hard stuff. Like Scorpio is the hard stuff. If you can look at your envy, if you can look at the part of you that's envious or jealous or competitive and get curious about what that is, it will lead you to something so fulfilling if you don't run from it, if you don't make it wrong. But you also don't get to wallow in it. You have to see it as it is. Just let it come and see what it's offering you, and it will offer you something so incredibly profound. The part of me that feels ashamed of my sexuality, Scorpio also governs our sexuality, and who we are is dying. The part of me that feels ashamed for being a woman who's passionate and free-spirited and really curious about people and who they are is dying. The part of me that has guilt for not showing up in the way that people want me to show up, or not being what people think I should be for them, or the part of me that has guilt for being so true to myself, because I'm really fucking true to myself. The part of me that feels guilty for doing that when other people sacrifice themselves for others is dying. So what's dying in you today? It's time to die and allow the new part of you to be resurrected. So I encourage you to get some spearmint water. If you're a woman who is going through menopause and your body is changing and your muscle tone and all that sort of stuff is changing, exercise and all that stuff matters. But spearmint water, something so simple. Spearmint water. Who knew? Peace and blessings, everyone. Have a wonderful day. And please, the Venus Retrograde course. This is an opportunity to allow relationships, the way you relate, though. It's not the people you're in the relationship with. It's the way you formed your relating. It's the way you formed it. So like I was saying before, like as a woman, I felt like, oh, this is so good. I remember when I was young, I used to have performative sex, because I wanted the man to fall in love with me, and I thought that sex would make him fall in love with me, so then he would want me, so that I would feel like I was enough. And I am allowing that part of me to die, because I don't need to do performative sex anymore. Sex for me is truly about pleasure and connecting and an experience. That's it. It's not a tool to manipulate and get my needs met. It's an opportunity to share myself. And so the Venus Retrograde course will help you see where you are needing to repattern how you relate, and give you the tools in order to see it so that you can transform it. Okay, peace and blessings, everyone. You can find it in my link tree. Share the video also, and happy full moon. Peace and blessings. Bye-bye.